Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. You're watching live with LWL Lindsay with Love. It is Tuesday, December 10th, 2024, and I am so excited. Yesterday was a little bit shaky. It was a bit of a rough day energetically for me. Today is a new day. I'm revitalized, I'm refreshed, and I'm feeling really good. So this is exciting. This is exciting. It shows that I'm streaming. This is so interesting, you guys. I'm doing a whole new YouTube software. I don't really for sure know exactly what I'm doing, but hey, I'm doing it nonetheless, and I'm excited to be here with you. This is very interesting because there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna just watch one screen. And you know what? I'll get better as I go. I'll get better as I go. Thank you for the likes, Tony. Kalimon 2NC72, welcome to the chat. Manifesty, welcome to the chat. Mina, welcome to the chat. If you guys are new here, you might as well hit the subscribe button or the follow button up there. Now I'm in YouTube lingo. Hit the follow button up there. We talk energy, we talk manifesting, energy healing, perspective shifting, how to win the game of life through your energy. And remember, your energy is already within you. There's nothing that you need to go out and buy. There's nothing that you need to go out and do truly tangibly. It's more about calming the mind. It's more about going inward, discovering yourself, reflecting upon yourself, and all those beautiful things. I am winning. Thank you. VIP Deborah's in the house. Love it. Love my FYP. Ooh, I love this. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the follow. Kalimon. Is that how you say it? Kalimon? Kalimon? Am I saying it right? George is in the house. George Sunshine. Gracia is in the chat. Thank you, VIP Deborah, for the rose. Thanks for being here. Good morning, my friend. All right, you guys. Patty Celestial W, welcome to the chat. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you for confirming. All right, so let's get going. Let's start the conversation. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Food Bay, welcome to the chat. It's going great. Yesterday was a hot mess, you guys. After the live, which I just felt like I was just totally stumbling over my words, I felt so just like out of it yesterday. Thank you for the crab is so cute. I am a Cancer, double Cancer, you guys, so the crab is just so cute to me. And for those of you that are gifting, just as a reminder, all of the gifts that I receive on my lives are going straight to a friend's GoFundMe to help her protect and fight for her two little girls in their future. So if you are interested in donating outside of gifting, if you could click the link in my bio up here, you'll see her story. It's the very first link. And if you read it, you will likely be inspired to at least even donate $10. It would be very helpful to her cause. It is a very, very trying story, but I trust that will be overcome with everybody's help. So thank you. C5, I know we're back in action. We're out of the D's finally. YouTube, I mean, TikTok just does not play, you guys. You stop streaming for 5 days and you're like out of it. It's like, dang, it's a tough crowd. It's some competition up in here. But you know, I'm not playing the YouTube game or the TikTok game. I'm playing the Lindsay game of life. And I don't mind what my league is. I trust that what I'm doing is what I'm meant to be doing. All right, Murky's in the house. All right, let's get going. You went down. We need a team to help lift us up. Yep, every once in a while we do, don't we? And we also, you went down fast, yeah. It went down fast, yeah. And we also need sometimes to remember that, right? We don't have to be doing everything on our own all the time. And when you find the right team, especially when you find people where you, for me, it's about this. If you're trying to help yourself, I'm more than willing to try to help you too. So if you're out there putting out your story or sharing what's happening, you're telling me what you're trying to do to rectify the situation, I'm more than willing to help you. More than willing. Michelle is in the house. Welcome. Lori's in the house. Mean Bee, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here. All right. So I'm streaming on YouTube. Fingers crossed all is going well over there. I'm looking at my computer, but it's a little bit challenging to look at the phone and the computer. It is what it is for now. It's my very first day. It's my very first day. However, I'm going to share with you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing and the way that I found out, or kind of how I came to this position as it relates to my YouTube channel. Now, this is not going to be a conversation about YouTube. This is a conversation around energy. And I'd like you to use my example, my real life example of what I'm going through for you to understand what might be happening energetically in your environment. Now, this could relate to relationships. This could relate to love. This could relate to your career, a boss at work, a position you're stuck in life, somewhere that things are not going exactly the way that you desire them to. So once again, I use tangible examples from my life to share with you so you can understand your life and your energy, the energy that is swirling around you all the time, the Lindsay vortex. So welcome to Lindsay with Love. I'm an energy artist. I'm excited that you're here, and I'm calm the F down. Yesterday was a mess. Today I said, you know what, Lindsay? You don't need to rush. You hate rushing anyway. You don't rush any other time. So why are you rushing on your TikTok live? Let's stop rushing. So I'm done doing that. If you're interested in spirituality, you may want to click the follow button now and then click the notification so TikTok maybe tells you that I'm live. Only sometimes though. TikTok only says it sometimes. All right, Thorniodas, welcome to the chat. Jen, welcome to the chat. M2SS Teresa, welcome to the chat. Baby girl, welcome to the chat. Karen, Daisy, oh my gosh, so many new people in the house. If you are here and you're new, please say hello. It's a powerful place to be, and I will perspective shift you into a new reality. That is what I came here to do. I came here to raise the frequency of the planet, but the way that I'm doing it currently is to shift you into a new frequency. Heather G is in the house. Lost Grace is in the house. No coins. I'm tapping my fingers off. No worries, Shay Shay. I appreciate your help. Rusty82 is in the house. Welcome to the chat. So, if you've been hanging out with me for the past couple of weeks, you know that my YouTube keeps crashing. And at first I thought it was YouTube blocking me, and I did some browser settings. I was like, okay, we need to figure this out. After like the third or fourth crash, I was a bit annoyed. So I said, okay, I need to figure out what is actually happening here. By the way, when I was streaming on YouTube, I just had a webcam plugged into my computer. That's it. I didn't do any streaming software. I didn't really know what it was. I was just like, hey, this works. Let's go for it, right? And you know, by the way, that when I was first going live on TikTok, I wasn't even streaming on YouTube until a couple people in the chat gave me a little nudge and said, you might as well just hook up your webcam because then we can watch you on replay, we can catch your show later, and yada, yada, yada. So that's how I started on YouTube. I was not planning on live streaming on YouTube. I was just gonna go on TikTok. But then I said, hey, I'm being efficient, effective, and productive here, so I might as well. So I did. So I just plugged in my camera and I was like, you guys, it works, this is awesome. And it worked for a while, and then slowly it started not working. And I was like, what is happening here? What's happening? So first catalyst number one was, people were telling me that they wanted to be able to catch me later if they couldn't watch my live Monday through Friday here on TikTok. And after a little bit of hesitation, I said, okay, Lindsay, figure this out, because there's multiple times, this is multiple conversations. Thank you, VIP Aaron, if you're in the house. Thank you, Catherine, for the nudge. And from there, I did it. And reminder, you guys, my soul mission is to raise the frequency of the planet. How do I do that? By reaching as many people as I can through the power of my voice, through sharing my own spiritual journey, through sharing my own wisdom and knowledge that I've gained along the way. Now, this is not to say I know everything. I don't ever claim that. And please use your own discernment. Listen to your heart when you listen to my words. You decide your beliefs, okay? You decide your beliefs. I'm not here to push anything on you at all. So I listened to the catalyst. The catalysts were a couple of people in the chat saying, will you please live stream on YouTube? And I said, okay, I'll do it. Then the catalyst started to become, it's crashing. So first I thought it was my web browser, Microsoft Edge. I don't play with browsers, you guys. I'm not super tech. I'm not a big tech person, but I do recognize that I think one way that people fall off in life is by not keeping up with some technology. And so I find it important to at least sort of understand what I'm doing on my end. And so oftentimes I will figure out my own tech issues because I want to make sure I know what I'm doing. And I think that's helpful too, because I'm learning something new, which means I'm creating new pathways in my brain and keeping myself like fresh and young in my brain, at least. George is in the house. Zenny, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here. Cassandra's in the house. Coco Ginger, welcome to the chat. Anne-Marie, welcome back. Caesar, welcome to the chat. Sarah, thank you for liking live. Amanda Gray, welcome. Bennett, welcome. If you're new here, you might as well click the follow button up here. We talk spirituality, energy, healing, perspective shifting, all of the most beautiful things of life, and how to win the game of life using your own energy. BJ Austin's in the house. Hey Fred, welcome to the chat. CEB, welcome. Bentley, welcome. Mystical, what did that say? I missed you. Mystical Ice, welcome. All right, Elizabeth, thank you for the follow. Thanks for being here. We're almost at 21,000 followers, you guys. Almost. That's amazing. It's a really amazing. All right, so that was catalyst number one, which was live stream on YouTube. Hey Double D's, welcome to the chat. Thanks for the heartbeat. The second catalyst now is my web browser's crashing. And so last week, I thought I was really tech savvy. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. And I changed from Microsoft Edge to Google Chrome, and I did some settings on the back end of my computer, change these ad blockers, change this, do this. I listened to some YouTube videos, and I was like, oh, I've got it. I did it. Like, go me. I was so proud. And then probably 30 minutes into the conversation, it crashed again. So then I was like, okay, well, if it's not working on Edge and it's not working on Chrome, then perhaps it's my camera. So then I started doing some YouTube research around my specific camera. Does it crash? Why does it crash? What is actually happening here? And then I realized that people are using the camera with a streaming service, And the one that everyone is suggesting is free. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So yesterday I decided that I would tell you all that I'm going to set it up. Thank you for being a title gifter for the Fespers Double Ds. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Adriana is in the house. Rami, welcome to the chat. Michelle's in the house. NLT, oh boy, I don't know how to say your name. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the likes. I don't know. Las Primas, welcome to the chat. All right, so catalyst number 2 is now it's not my browser and now I feel like it's my camera. So is it really my camera? Because I feel like this is a good camera. I don't think I really have issues with my camera otherwise. So is it my camera? Is it the lack of a streaming service? Whatever. So I watched no YouTube videos last night, you guys. I was overwhelmed yesterday. I don't know what it was energetically, maybe from the weekend and like the really deep conversations I was having, maybe the decompressing still from being with my family for a week and driving to Michigan and driving back down to South Carolina. I maybe a lot of movement for me, and I just wasn't really in my energy yesterday, and I recognize that. And I thought to myself, I promised people on TikTok Live yesterday that I would figure out the streaming situation. I promised my followers. And I am somebody who will walk my walk, whatever. I'm not just talking to talk. I do what I'm going to say I'm going to do because I believe, this is one of my own personal beliefs, that the one thing you truly can control in your life is your own personal integrity. I believe the one thing that you can control in your life is your own personal integrity. What does that mean? Doing what you say you're going to do. For me, that's my own definition. That's my own personal belief. Oh, damn, I live in SC, LOL, small little town. That's amazing, Zenny. Mystical Ice, thank you for the likes. I appreciate you. Corey's in the house. Justine's in the house. Tamika's in the house. If you guys are here and you're new, you might as well click the like button, the follow button, because we talk spirituality and understanding energy every single day. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And by the way, you guys, there's a lot of chatter on YouTube really quickly before we keep going in this conversation. There's a lot of chatter on YouTube again about TikTok going away, blah, blah, blah. If that's the case and you still want to hang out with me, you have a couple of options to enter and stay into my vortex. Option 1, there is a free Detox Your Energy Masterclass inside my profile page. Click the link, scroll down a few links. It says free Masterclass, Detox Your Energy. You click that, enter your email. Now you're still hanging out with me and connected. Option number 2, subscribe to me on YouTube at I Am Lindsay with Love. If you subscribe to me on YouTube at I Am Lindsay with Love, you can always catch the replays and you'll still be connected with me. And if TikTok does go away, YouTube will be my next channel that I really start to build out. Just as an FYI. Okay, so I figured it out. And I started, so this morning I woke up at around 7:15, still a little bit tired, still a little bit groggy. But I told myself, today is the day that you figure out this whole streaming situation, because you promised everybody yesterday that by today it would be fixed. And last night was not the night for it. I was so tired. I had a very kind of muddled day. I was productive in some moments, but really my day didn't start until about like 2:30 in the afternoon, when usually it starts like at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I missed out on a big chunk of the workday just because I was kind of all up, kind of ungrounded. I wasn't really centered, and I didn't really do anything to fix it either, because I just was like, I realized that today is just not the day. So even as an energy artist, even as an energy coach, you can allow yourself to just not have a perfect day. You can say, today's not the day for this. I can feel my energy. I know I'm just kind of messed up. I'm recognizing that whatever I do is still not fully really helping me ground in. So I'm just gonna like take a step back. So last night I did watch some YouTube videos after I cleared my brain a little, and I watched some videos kind of understanding what I might be doing this morning. And then this morning I woke up and I sat down on my computer and I started working. And I think I probably watched 4 YouTube videos total, around 5 minutes each, 5 to 6 minutes each. So maybe I invested about an hour total into this scenario, and now it's working. So what does this matter? Why are you listening? Why do you care? It's probably what you're thinking. Like, get to the point, Lindsay. I understand. The point is this. There is a catalyst. The catalyst was step 1. I want to expand my voice. I want to expand my reach, because my soul mission is to raise the frequency of the planet. I know my why in my heart. Now, how do I do that? By reaching a broader audience. Now, I have people in my audience, my current audience, telling me they would love to be able to catch me on a replay in a different station, on a different channel. So I say, okay, catalyst number 1. And this catalyst is a little kiss from the universe through the tools, which were the people asking me for this, right? To say, Universe is saying, here, I'm going to use these people as kind of tools or vessels as a nudge to you. If you are aware enough, you will see what's happening here. So I start my YouTube channel. I start filming, going live. Then I say, I would really like to build out my YouTube as a second revenue stream. That's very true. I get paid on TikTok. I'd like to also be paid for my content on YouTube. Why not? I'm doing it anyway. I like money as a spiritual person because I recognize the power of money in this lifetime, which is to help more people find more abundance. The more money I have, the more I'm able to share how I did it with you and teach you and help you, right? Okay, so great, we're there. So then the second catalyst is, if you're really serious about building out your YouTube channel, do you really think it's appropriate that you're constantly crashing? So the universe, through my camera, through the browser, through maybe some Mercury retrograde, I don't know, is saying, Lindsay, there's more to this YouTube streaming than you think. It's really not as simple as, it is, but it's not. It's not as simple as just plugging in your camera. You need something more. If you want to be taken as an expert in your field, if you want to be taken as somebody who people want to watch with nice streaming and nice quality and all those things, it's time to fix your YouTube. And so I use that as a catalyst. And now what I have done, and I'm asking you in your reality, and I'm ignoring the comments because I want to finish this kind of channel and then we'll talk about it. In your reality, what is happening for you? What is the catalyst? What are you manifesting, and what are the catalysts that are guiding you to a greater manifestation? Because what I've just done by fixing this situation on YouTube is I have told God, Source, Universe, Creator, Love, all that is, whatever you want to call it in this world. We don't label it here at Lindsay with Love because it doesn't need a label, and labels create constrictions and all those things. So whatever you call it, I let the energy know. I said, I'm serious. By doing this, taking the time, waking up early, setting it up, standing in my integrity, which was, I told you I'm going to do it, now I did it. I'm telling God, Source, Universe, co-creator of your reality, my reality, I'm ready. I'm ready for the next level. I'm ready to level up. So I took the hints from the universe. I took the hints energetically that were saying it's time for you to do something about this. And then I did something about this. And now what I've done is said, here, I'm even more serious. And now I even more so trust that my manifestation is on the way. All right, you guys, so I'm going to get caught up with the comments. Jennifer, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the likes. I'm going to get caught up with the comments, but I'd like you to start to think about in your world. Are you experiencing something that is a catalyst, perhaps something that's not going right, or perhaps something that somebody keeps mentioning to you? Hey, are you doing da-da-da? Hey, are you going to whatever, whatever? Hey, did you sign up for da-da-da? And you're getting this kind of multiple times in your reality because perhaps it is some guidance for you to take that next step. Now, the next part of this situation or this journey for me, specifically in this example, is to hold the frequency. A lot of the times we send out in a tangible way, which would be me fixing my YouTube. I sent it out and I said, okay, I fixed my YouTube. So now what's the next step? Hold the frequency. The frequency is I am even more of an expert at YouTube live streaming now. Now I am a true streamer. I have streaming service. I have my camera set up. Will it get better over time? Yes, it's my first day, right? It's my first day doing this way. But now I hold the energy of, I'm getting paid on TikTok, soon I'm about to get paid on YouTube, and it's all working out for me. So once you shoot out or take a little action, because this was not a lot of work, by the way, it was maybe an hour of my brain work and then setting it up and making sure it worked a couple of times. Once you take that action, the universe sees the action. It's big on the energetic plane. It's huge on the energetic plane. But what happens is a lot of people take the action and then they don't stay consistent in their frequency with that new action. So my new action is fixed my streaming service on YouTube. The newest frequency is now I'm even more of a professional YouTube streamer, and now I will assume that my subscribers will increase, right? That's the assumption. That's the manifestation. And ultimately, that's a small manifestation towards my grand manifestation, which is to raise the frequency of the planet. That's my soul mission that's in my heart. All right, you guys, holy comments. Let's get caught up. Good morning to my YouTube viewer. Thanks for being here. You just heard that whole spiel, and you know that I'm doing things differently. So the chat is available to chat. YouTube viewer, thanks for being here. It seems like I'm a little bit lagged. It's hard to tell, but I'm going to keep working on it and figuring it out. All right, TikTokers, what's going on? I've seen some comments from VIP Deborah come through. Holy cow. Lala's in the house, another Lala. Stephanie's in the house, Beverly's in the house. If you're new here, you might as well click the follow button. You're probably interested in these types of conversations, so hang out with me Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rebecca's in the house. Thank you for all the likes, you guys. I really appreciate it. Zenny and VIP Deborah and Shay Shay. Oh my gosh. VIP Deborah says 100. Tracy Ravenhill, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you being here. Shayna's in the house. Welcome. VIP Deborah says, I took the nudge and studied, and I really like the sound healing of the chakras. Led Zeppelin. John. I love that. You told him you're all in 100%. That's why I love you. Yeah, you have to be, VIP Deborah, that's a very beautiful point. With energy work, you guys, we talked about this yesterday. We've been talking about it a great deal on this channel in this conversation, which is you can't have, we learned yesterday, you can't have the backup plan. If you are preparing for the best, but you also have something on the back burner, man prepares for the, hopes for the best, preparing for the worst kind of vibes. If you have that back burner set up, in other words, if this fails, I can always fall back to this, and you have it in your brain, and you're really like focused in on that, you will ultimately end up back here on the back burner. Once again, you guys, take the idea, especially if you're like starting off in your entrepreneurial journey or starting off in something new, take the idea that you have a back burner off the plate. Like, just take it away. Now, what I mean by that is, like, I could always tell myself, oh, Lindsay, you can just go get a job. So for the first couple of years of my business, when I was starting off in this spiritual journey and this spiritual business of helping people heal, helping people find their awareness, helping people manifest their best realities inside the Manifesting Club, working with people in a group setting inside the Cosmic Collective if you're interested, creating courses for you to actually unblock your chakra system, activate it so you can become a channel, so you can receive your guidance quite easily, so you can act like me and understand that all of these little things were catalysts to this experience now, which is going to be a catalyst for another experience, right? I'm going to collect money off this YouTube, this streaming. By setting this up, I will eventually collect money from YouTube. It's really beautiful. And also, I'll reach a broader audience, because some people are on YouTube, some people are on TikTok. And then I'll step into my soul mission. It's like a triple win, right? But at the very beginning, I remember being so impatient and being so frustrated that probably once a week I would tell my partner, I'm just gonna get a job. I took myself out of the corporate world, but I'm just gonna go back in. It's safer there. My ego knows what's gonna happen, even if I hate it. I'm just gonna do it because I can't. Like, nothing's happening, my business isn't working. But I had that back burner plan. I kept checking Indeed. So God, Source, Universe, Creator is like, why would we give you this fruition in your business if half the time you're talking about going and doing something different anyway? Now I have two different frequencies shooting out. God, Source, Universe, Creator is like, what is happening? I don't know what to send you. And so because I don't know what to send you, I'm not going to show you any jobs that you might even like on Indeed. And I'm also not going to send you any clients to your business. I'm confused. Right? It's like in a relationship when you're sending mixed signals and the person's like, what do you want? And then you're like, I don't know. It's like the Notebook scene. Like, you've got to get right on what you want. And by the way, especially if you're an entrepreneur starting off on the journey, you can always go get a job. So just take that idea out of your brain. You probably had a job before you started your entrepreneurial journey, so you can always just go get another one. And if people say, well, why have you been out of the workforce so long? You would say, oh, I took a really brave, bold, courageous move, and I thought I wanted to start my own business. But in reality, maybe I didn't, right? You could always say something like that. Let's keep going with the comments. I'm 34 messages behind. Chris Miss, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Julie's in the house. Think, lift, evolve. I like that. Welcome to the chat. And 30 problems turn into solutions. Amen to that. Double D's, you got it, my friend. VIP Double D's, by the way. Sorry, I didn't even call you a VIP earlier. Zaza, welcome to the chat. Claudia's in the house. Zenny, thank you for all the likes. My goodness. Now let me get caught up with the comments. Good morning, Juliet says. Welcome to the chat. Lorena is here. Thank you for the likes, Lorena. Good morning, Mel L. Welcome to the chat. Mel L, I think that you subscribed to me on YouTube. And if you did and that was you, thank you for that. I appreciate your subscription. Juliet, thank you for the follow. Midwest is the best. Snow in Nebraska this morning. Oh, and no thank you. This is why I left Michigan. I do not like the cold. Bex is in the house. Hey, goodbye. Hey, good morning, Bex. Good morning, Lorena Hernandez. Alyssa's in the house. John Lennon. Ah, VIP Deborah. Got it. Yes. music heals the soul, right? Be mindful of the frequencies you're listening to, but ultimately music heals the soul. BFP Deborah says, I like the idea of healing the chakras with sound and frequencies. Yep, it's a really powerful, powerful thing to do. Being her, your dream self, being her, your dream self. Oh, I see. So happy to be here. I love all the things manifesting mindset, self-concept, healing. How much power you have over your life. I love that. Yep. Zenny says, manifested 2 meetings I wanted and had one this morning. Life is good. Life is good. I was actually singing that Frank Forrest song this morning. I was like, I'm about to have a good day because yesterday was a scrambled day and today is a new day and I am going to have a good day. Charlie, Jacqueline, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. You did subscribe and your December messages were awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So the conversation goes like that. My business is booming and I am grateful. Go on, Zenny. Yesterday was weird. Beck says, yes, it was. I just couldn't get into it. I do believe a lot of it has to do with Mars retro. Mars retro in Leo going back into Cancer. Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer anyway. That's not happening for a few more days, but nonetheless, Mars retro is us slowing down physically. And so this is how I work with it. I just shared with you guys. I knew yesterday was kind of a wash. I sat down finally. Sorry, I'm like, I have my castor oil pack and I'm like sweating. I sat down at 2 o'clock. I did do a good amount of work on reports that are due. But my mind was in the reports, but anything else is like, I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't tap in. And I finally just told myself, you know what, Lindsay, tomorrow's a new day. When your energy, and for me, I can do that, by the way, because I run my own business and I'm the boss of me. I recognize that for some of you that are working for bosses and actually like corporations, you can't really just say tomorrow's a new day. But wouldn't it be beautiful if we could tell our boss, like, hey, my energy is so jacked up right now, I am not going to be productive. So I'm just gonna step away for the rest of the afternoon and tomorrow I will be extra productive and I'll come in early. Because that's basically what I did for myself. My partner was like, do you want to keep working? And I worked probably until about 6. So I did get a good like 4.5 hours of really focused effort into my business and into products or reports that are due to customers. However, I just told myself, like, I know my energy and I know tomorrow will be a better day. And now here I am. I fixed it. I'm so happy, by the way. And I'm proud. I'm proud that I recognize my energy. I'm proud that I saw the catalysts. I'm proud that I took action upon the catalyst, because a lot of the times what happens is you know there's a catalyst, but you're too fearful to take action. You don't know how to take action. You don't know what to do next. I promise you, YouTube and Google are powerful resources, right? And then now the next step would be just hold my frequency. I don't have to do anything more. Assuming that this works through the rest of this live stream and doesn't ever like have any other issues, I don't have to do anything more than to say I am now a more professional YouTube streamer. That's what I am now. Yesterday I was not, by the way. I was not. But today I am. Yesterday was wild. Glad I'm not alone in that feeling. Yeah, yesterday was wild. Foodbase says yes. Zenny, thank you for the hearts. VIP Deborah says, very proud of you. Walk the talk. Yep, I do. Zenny says, I moderate a live stream on Mondays and last night was weird. Okay, well, you know what? I think it was everybody. I just think it was everybody yesterday. But ultimately, I think those are beautiful moments, because what it reminds you of is, one, you're not always going to be on. Even when I'm living in a high vibration, I can still get jumbled. So it's kind of humbling in a sense, number one. Number two, it reminds you, if you honor your energy, you will bounce back from the low much quicker. So had I continued to push with human effort throughout the evening and kept trying, all it would have done was become more frustrating, more like, why can't I figure this out? My brain was already jumbled. And so trying to learn something new, especially as it relates to technology and new systems I've never used before, would have just made it worse. So I said, you know what? Enough is enough for today. And tomorrow I'll step into a new frequency. Yesterday and last week, relationship energy is really off. Those days remind me to watch my responses to situations. Yeah, Mel, we had Venus conjunct Pluto in the sky on the 7th, and the energy, of course, is still lingering. It's not like Venus moves like the moon, so we're still hanging out in that conjunction energy. And think about Pluto, the energy of transformation, empowerment, regeneration, life, death, rebirth. Venus, the energy of love. So yes, And it happened for me in my 7th house of relationships. So the conversations I had this weekend with my partner were like deeper than any conversations we've had before. Now, was it a little bit challenging? Yeah. Was it extremely beautiful? Oh yeah. Was it extremely empowering? Yes. To be vulnerable is one of the most courageous things you can do, right? Especially to the person that you love the most. It's like, oh gosh. But then when you come out of it in a nice kind of respectful conversation, then now you're just 10 times stronger. So yeah, I had that experience this weekend too. And it was whoa. But good nonetheless, and I'm happy for it. So, question to you guys, and maybe some of you have an idea in your brain about it. Also, I put these sunglasses on this morning, and I feel so good. These sunglasses make me so happy. Everything is pink. Sometimes I just feel like it's like, you just put them on, and then you feel better, and then you can take them off. What is it that's happening in your reality that is a current catalyst? What are you constantly hearing positively, perhaps? Like, Lindsay, please live stream on YouTube. That was positive, right? That was a positive nudge. Or perhaps maybe a little bit challenging, but you guys know challenges for me are opportunities. So this was an opportunity to be better at what I do. The opportunity is, or the challenge would be my webcam consistently crashing. What's happening in your universe? What are you manifesting? And what are some catalysts that are trying to bring you closer to your manifestation? And are you ignoring those catalysts? And if you're ignoring them, then please, it's time to take action. I'll give you another really silly example. It's quite simple. When COVID hit, we were living in downtown Los Angeles. We were living in a very nice high-rise building, like right in the heart of LA, across from Staples Center. Beautiful, beautiful building. And there were helicopters above us all the time, riots all around us. The building hired like armed security to stand on the corners to make sure that we were safe during COVID, because you guys know in LA it was like big riots and blah, blah, blah. So my partner was like, we're not safe here, we're gonna move. We're gonna move to Las Vegas. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't really care. I'm kind of along for the ride. I think life is an adventure. So I'm like, okay, let's go. It's just a quick plane ride away or a quick few-hour drive away. Anyway, so we moved to Las Vegas, but we were trying to get a very specific style house. We wanted to rent a house in the suburbs. We wanted it to have a really nice pool. We wanted it to have a few extra bedrooms because we knew we would be having our friends come to visit us and really have a good time. Our idea was like, let's try to have fun during what's meant to be one of like the most depressing times likely of, well, I can't even say that. I don't know, I've lived through the 2008 and 9 recession. I've lived through a lot of it. So I feel like, I don't even want to say it's what's meant to be one of the most fearful times of our lives, but nonetheless, it was meant to be something, right? So we were like, how are we going to make this more fun and like easy for ourselves and our family and our friends? And we kept trying. We would put in like, we would start negotiating rent with like one house, and then it would fall through. And then we would be like this close to signing a lease on another house, and then it would fall through. And finally I told my partner, I was like, look, if you're serious about this move to Vegas and you're serious about selling this house, we have to do something to tell the universe we're serious. And he had some caulk in his like walk-in shower that needed to be fixed, like re-caulked. Now, I grew up with my dad was a carpenter. He did custom cabinetry and built homes and people's kitchens. So your girl knows how to use some tools. So I was like, let's just buy a machine, like buy a caulk gun, buy some caulk, and like, let's just fix it up. It's not that hard. We did. And then instantly, one of the houses that we thought fell through ended up coming back to us, and they started negotiating, and we got it for lower than we wanted. We got a shorter lease term and everything. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do in your life that perhaps isn't working out? And what is it that needs to be done in your current reality that would give God, Source, Universe, Creator that extra oomph to say, okay, they're actually serious about this. So let's work together. Zenny says, I moved from Orange County, Riverside to SC 25 years ago. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I started in Michigan, moved to Riverside, moved to LA, moved to Vegas, moved to Santa Monica, and now here I am in South Carolina. Synchronicity, John Leslie used to wear blue and pink shades, we called them. Oh, cute. Yeah, that is a good confirmation, VIP Deborah, right there. That's a good confirmation. My pink shades to your desire to do frequency healing. Is anybody brave enough to ask me in the chat, And if you want, right, it's your personal life, so you don't have to share it with me or anyone else that's listening for that matter. But if you are thinking about something that you're manifesting and perhaps you're seeing some catalyst, but you're like, I don't actually know what to do with this catalyst, I don't really know how to manage this energy, I'm here to help you. I'm more than happy to give you some advice if you desire it. But if you don't, I understand. We're going to start manifesting soon together. I feel very proud of myself today. I feel like I've really slowed down the conversation. Calm energy. Even when the chat was chatting, I say, you know what? It's okay. I'll get caught up. All right, Shay Shay, what's going on? B Bo says I'm manifesting, getting engaged. I think it's close, but I don't know. Mel L says manifesting multiple streams of income, but have to pause until January 13th. Okay. Shay Shay, I'm open to you guys. If you're asking for advice, just keep chatting, keep writing, and I'll help you. So into the heavens, not enough earth. Oh, okay. Manifesting finding my wedding ring, Bex. Okay, if you ever, I don't think we ever lose anything that's meant for us in life. So first and foremost, it's not lost. You have to think like it. You have to think like the wedding ring. Where are common places that a wedding ring might go that are kind of hidden? Under a bed, under a dresser, in a sofa, in a little box, in a safe deposit box. In a special secret hiding place that you put it somewhere one time because it was so special and secret and now you can't find it. My partner does that all the time. He's like, do you know where I put these keys? I'm like, no. And then he's like, well, I hid them. And I'm like, oh gosh. So then I have to think like him and then I always find it for him. But it's really hard to go into his brain because he's like opposite the way like some of his things are opposite the way I think. I see a lot of 444 in synchronicities. 444 is a beautiful energy. Trust it's on its way to you if that's what you desire. Good morning, VIP Melina. Welcome to the chat. How do you settle your energy in this pause? Mel, I'll trust that the pause, if it's something that you are intentionally doing, then trust that you are in divine timing and that even waiting until January 13th is not going to make or break anything. It's like me yesterday. I was like, you know what? I gotta just take myself out of this day. Like work is not working for me today. So I trust that if I take my energy out of this and I release myself from it and I come back tomorrow morning with a fresh brain, I know it's going to work for me. I know I'll be able to figure it out. So for you, Mel L, if you're pausing, whether it's a forced pause or not, it's a pause nonetheless. It came from somewhere, right? There's a catalyst that created the pause. So trust that you're in divine order and trust that as you sink into and surrender to the pause, the energy calms down and then you come back even more vibrant and alive in a higher frequency. I'm not doing any kind of physical, when I take action, it's so powerful I get scared. All dreams. Shay Shay in the D. Shay Shay in the D, I know that feeling because I used to be that person too, which was I'm just gonna meditate all day and manifest my best reality, but you've got to take some action. Something, you have to do something. And action can be having a conversation. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is like my latest and greatest endeavor. And you say it to the right person, right? And they're like, oh, I know somebody that could help you with this. And then the domino effect starts. It's like the lottery ticket winner that's like, I'm going to manifest winning the lotto, but they never get out of their meditation to go buy the ticket and nobody buys it for them. So how are you going to win? How are you going to win? Unless maybe you took a walk, but you'd even like taking a walk on the street to find a ticket lying there, you'd still have to take the walk on the street. So not taking action is likely a blocked root chakra. For anyone that's listening, not taking action is a blocked root chakra. There's a reason you're not taking action, and I promise you that you have to take some aligned action. Just something little. It doesn't have to be crazy. Tony says, I asked, manifesting, Tony, let me see what you started with. Tony says, I asked that people are meant to be in my life for the highest good, and I got more lessons. Oh, well, take the lessons, say thank you for the lessons, and next time you'll make another better choice, right? Food Bay says, healer, trying to release self-limiting beliefs. I know it's delaying my clairs coming in. For you, Food Bay, to release limiting beliefs is a lot of, It's focused energy around your own thoughts and your own speech. It's recognizing what you're trying to manifest and what your beliefs are that are contradictory to the desire. And for you, if you're a healer, I recommend that you start practicing on people and asking for feedback. When I started my business, only working in energy healing before I went into astrology, and now I'm learning hypnosis and all those other kind of umbrella pieces of spirituality, I started and I just put an offer out to the universe through social media channels saying free energy healing session. And when I got them on the Zoom, when people signed up, when people signed up to work with me on the Zoom, I would say just to start off, this is what's going to happen. This is what you can expect during the session. I would ask, because this is free, as a way for an energetic exchange, I would ask that you leave me a review after the session is done. And so I'll message you in your DMs after the session is over, and I'll ask you for a review. If you could please do that for me. And then you'll get multiple people. Some people will not. That's their karma, not yours. Some people will not, and some people will. And when you experience the reviews, especially if they're super positive, allow them to be what they are. And trust that a random stranger on the internet is not going to just lie to you to like hype you up. Because even when I got my free reviews, which were all really good, and reviews, by the way, from Reiki healers that I was helping, and they were like, holy cow, you're super powerful. And I was like, thank you. I still did not believe it. It still took me time. And so start now, so that even if you get these reviews and you still have some imposter syndrome, you still have some of those issues to work through, you can keep reading the reviews over and over and say, I believe these reviews, I believe these reviews. Okay, that might help. Beck says, when we moved, I put it somewhere safe. Maybe you put it in a box for jewelry that wasn't that jewelry. Like you hid it in a different box that was maybe for like a necklace that was maybe like less valuable, or a sock. Does anybody like do remote viewing, or anyone on here like intuitively, can you tap in and maybe help Bex find where she put her wedding ring that's safe? How long ago was this, Bex? Like, do you have like cases, like we have like, for example, sunglasses cases where like you wouldn't look for something in a sunglasses case, right? So maybe it's something like that. I feel like it's someplace small. I mean, of course it's a ring. It's a legal thing. I have to and I don't want to. Oh, okay. Well, allow it to just clear up, right? Let's see what's happening in the sky. Oh, January 13th. I don't have my January calendar. VIP Double D says, manifesting a peaceful life in a warm house surrounded by what brings me peace and happiness. Okay, so Double D's for you. If you're manifesting a peaceful life in a warm house surrounded by what brings you peace and happiness, do things now that bring you peace and happiness, visualizing while you're in that peace and happiness energy, visualizing yourself in the new house. Buy, like if you can, buy something small for the new house. Like perhaps you want to buy some new dishcloths. Something inexpensive, doesn't have to be something extravagant, but purchase something that tells God, Source, Universe, Creator, I'm serious about buying this new house. I'm serious about finding a new home that's really warm and comforting and peaceful. Right? It does not have to be anything big, you guys. It just has to be. What about dropped, lost jewelry? Think I was meant to lose them because of who gave them to me. Yeah. Once again, Catherine, I think that if it's meant for you, it will find you. It will come. Like, you're not ever going to lose something that's meant for you. So yeah, I agree with that. You guys, this is a super wild story. My mom and dad were married almost 50 years, but then he passed, so obviously, but my mom is still single and like whatever. So the day, like almost maybe a week, or not shortly after, like very quickly after my dad passed away, the engagement ring she'd been wearing since she was 19 years old, or her wedding ring since she was 19 years old, broke. Isn't that wild? You hear stories about that all the time. Anyway. Okay, she says. Cindy Doxtator says, my perspective on rushing for me is a trauma response, and it's always triggered something deeper. Yeah, I don't rush in my life. I don't have time to rush. I don't have time to rush. Think about that. I don't have time to rush. Why? Because I know that a calm energy is going to help me win at life. Calm energy equals manifesting power. So if I'm rushing around, I'm scattered, my energy is weakened, and I'm not actually manifesting my best reality. VIP Melina says, Bex, Toby, Tony, help Beds find her. What? Find her wedding ring that's lost and must be found. Repeat this. I feel like that might be miswritten, perhaps. I see a wooden box or something wooden. I see a drawer. Yeah, it's something like small. I feel like it's like hidden. Did you unpack all of your boxes, Bex? Did you unpack all of your boxes? Or are there some in storage? Because if there's some in storage, you might want to go look there too. Foodbase says, instead of being stifled in fear, racking my brain, thank you, this was truly helpful. I don't know why I didn't see this so clearly. It seems so obvious now. That's okay. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Thank you guys for helping. Wooden drawer. I don't, something hidden behind something. Yeah, it feels like it's like stacked in somewhere. I think it's in the kitchen. I just asked my pendulum. Melina, thank you. Beck says, just hurts my heart because I know there was love there initially and given from the heart. Yes, I agree, Catherine. I agree. It's a tricky situation. When I was finally done with certain things though, I decided to just donate them. Like certain relationships, I just said, you know what, like I don't want this energy anymore. It's like inside a drawer. Yeah, that's how I feel like. It's inside a drawer. Good morning, Tamika. Welcome to the chat. VIP Melina says, before I moved here, I asked my husband to drive out over to the house I wanted at night so I could feel what it was going to feel like driving home. 3 days later, we got the home. See, exactly. You drove to your home, right? Kristen's in the VIP. Kristen's in the chat. Hey, Kristen, welcome to the chat. The other thing that's important too when you're manifesting, especially if you're manifesting, you see somebody has something that you desire for yourself as well. You don't manifest that exact thing. This is a very strange example. Florence Scovel Shinn talks about it in her book. We might read a little bit, you guys. I'm feeling good today and I'm having fun having this conversation with you guys. So I think we'll read a little bit in her book. But there's a part in the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn, where she talks about how somebody, gosh, what's the example? It's like somebody passes or something because the other person wants that relationship so badly or something. It's a really wild story. Basically, I recommend you do not go asking exactly for that person's life or exactly what they have. Instead, you ask for something similar to this, or if this is meant for me to be for me, it will be. Now, this has nothing to do with anyone's comments, by the way. This is just something that I was reminded of because it happened in my real life. This is a wild story. My uncle passed away, and then my aunt stayed living in the house. And my aunt started to kind of have health declines. There's family friends that really liked their house. They liked where it was located, the size of it, everything. And they were so adamant to buy this house. But my aunt was like, I'm not really going to sell the house. I'm here. I'm living in the house. And they kept being like, we want your house. We want your house. We'll make you this deal. Da-da. Now, my aunt, her health declined so quickly that now she had to move hours away to be near her daughters into kind of like an assisted living space. And those people moved into the house. Protect your energy, you guys, first and foremost. Shield yourself every single day. But be mindful, from my highest truth and compassion, for the good of all and the harm of none, if this is meant to be for me, I will gladly accept it in. For my highest truth and compassion, through the heart chakra, for the good of all and the harm of none, if this is meant for me, I'm gladly going to accept it in. Okay? Bex, Foodbase says, Bex, let us know. This is only my third time trying to remote view. I'm curious. Will do. And also, look, Bex, did you answer my question? Did you unpack all of your boxes? All right. The chat has ceased to chat. Guys, hello? Is there a lag? Let's read some Florence. Hello to my viewers on YouTube. How fun. I feel like there's a little bit of a lag, so I'm gonna have to figure that part out. There's not a lag on my screen, but then when I look on YouTube, on the live streaming on YouTube, there's a lag. No lag, no, not here. In a drawer in a kitchen. Beck's whole kitchen is gonna be like totally destroyed. No lag. No, not on TikTok, you guys. On YouTube. On my streaming service on YouTube, I'm live and in action. But then when I look on YouTube.com on the desktop in the studio, it looks a little bit lagged. All right, let's do the dang thing. Let's read some Florence because why not? We are expanding our knowledge. We are becoming more powerful as manifestors and creators, co-creators of our reality. Let me just turn up my brightness on my beautiful Kindle here. And let's see. Where did we leave off yesterday? We left off with the power of the word. Remember we talked about how the words you speak have power. Where you're speaking from has power. That's why I practiced getting out of speaking from my throat. Hey, let's talk about it. I'm Lindsay. And I started speaking into my heart. Really, I'm speaking from right here most always now. Unless I get really excited and start talking super fast, I'm right here. That's pretty good. I mean, I practice to be down here, which is almost the solar plexus. Why? Because if I do start talking fast, then I bounce up and it's just like right here versus starting here and bouncing up to like right here, right? So practice speaking out of your heart. It takes time. I hate saying it takes time. It takes consistency and awareness. And you could just sit talking right now. You could say it, hi, my name is so-and-so, and feel where you're vibrating most. Where's the vibration coming from? Food Bay, it's both. It's both. So when I say I'm speaking from my heart, put your hands, Food Bay, if you can, on your body and say something. Feel where you're vibrating. Where's the vibration? Reverberation, is that what it's called? Oh, there is a beautiful cardinal sitting right outside my window. Hi, baby. My cardinals are back, you guys. Last year I had all these cardinals and now they're back. And it's also watching what you say. It's using intention with your words, right? Because you can't, if you desire to really manifest, you guys, if you really desire to manifest, you get your brain right, you create a positive thought loop, you get your speech right, you speak high vibrationally. You don't call up your friend and start complaining about everything that's happening in your life because you know you're just perpetuating your reality. And that's why people that become very, very spiritual and understand energy kind of, I don't want to say they become recluse, but they definitely do back away from a lot of relationships, or they back away. I see this in myself. I just back away from certain conversations because I'm like, there's no point in me speaking it into existence even further. I experienced it, but to break the cycle, I'm going to stop talking about it. Now, you talk about it a little bit to get the feelings out. I'm not saying just push your feelings down. I'm saying talk about it to get the feelings out, but then like that's it. Dunzo. Because you're creating all the time with your voice. A cardinal, our state bird of Kentucky. Amazing. So we'll talk about what Florence says yesterday. She says, a person knowing the power of the word becomes very careful of his conversation. He has only to watch the reaction of his words to know that they do not return void. Through his spoken word, man is continually making laws for himself. So you say something like, oh, I never win. Oh, I'm not lucky. Everything is so hard in my life. Why does this keep happening to me? I'm just not good enough. I'm not this enough. There's so many cute birds now. You say things like, I'll never be able to. I can't have that. This blah, blah, blah system is failing me. Nobody helps me. Nobody cares about me. All of these things that you're saying are you creating laws. That's what she says. You're creating laws for yourself. And what are the laws? She says, words do not return void. So if you say, nobody cares about me, nobody cares about me, nobody cares about me, well, guess what? Your return is going to be that nobody cares about you. I hate to say it. I really do. Or one I always see a lot is, especially for single people, they'll say there's no good, like a lot of, like I see women kind of complaining on TikTok, right? I don't think you can get past it, people complaining on TikTok in general. And you see a woman that'll say something like, there's no good men left in the world. There's no good men left in the world. Well, dang girl, you're about to be single the rest of your life. Unless you choose a different gender or whatever. Like, Why would you say that? That's your mentality, but yet you desire a relationship and a very nice, respectful partnership. Do you see? So conflicting. And so the words are, there are no good men left in the world for me, basically. And then what is returned to her if she is out dating is men that are not of her caliber, or what she desires. So there's maybe she's receiving men, but they're not good men, because she believes and she's saying all the time that there are no good men left in the world. I see that on TikTok all the time, and like it takes every ounce of me not to comment. I almost never comment on TikToks because I'm like, oh, I'll just start something, and I don't want to start something. And I'm coming from a place of love, but it's text gets lost in translation. So watch your thoughts, they dictate your words. Watch your words, they dictate your actions. And Florence says, Catherine very beautifully said, to you, that's very beautifully said, and let's add on to it. Your words do not return void. They return something. So what are you saying? So I was just explaining to you my catalyst, and I said, now I'm going to be a YouTube streamer. That's better than I was yesterday. Yesterday I was not a YouTube streamer, truly. I just plugged a webcam, and now I'm a YouTube streamer. And soon I'll be paid on YouTube for my services. What are you saying about your life, right? What are you saying about your life? So let's go on, because that was yesterday's conversation. So then, now she's talking about fear. She's basically talking about beliefs and speaking out your beliefs and fear. She says, I know in my own case, it took a long while to get out of a belief that a certain thing brought disappointment. If a thing happened, disappointment invariably would follow. So she says, as an example, she has a friend who said nothing could induce her to walk under a ladder. So she has a friend, this is back in the day, and the friend would never walk under a ladder. I don't even know a scenario where I would ever walk under a ladder now, but I feel like back in the day that was a thing. I don't know why. Anyway, because maybe we don't use big ladders anymore. We use like, what are those things called? Like the things that go up and they carry the guy up. Anyway, she says to the friend, I said, if you are afraid, you are giving into a belief in two powers, good and evil, instead of one. As God is absolute, so once again, you guys, she uses the Bible and she translates into energy. She says, as God is absolute, there can be no opposing power unless man makes a false evil for himself. To show you believe in only one power, God, and that there is no power or reality in evil, walk under the next ladder you see. It's basically a conversation around how do you erase your fears by facing them, right? So the lady says she went to the bank and she wanted to go to her safety deposit vault, but there was a ladder she had to walk under, and she couldn't go to her box, her safety deposit box, unless she walked under the ladder. And so she turned around in fear and left. But she really wanted to go to this vault. And she said she reached the streets, and then she remembered what Florence had told her, which is if you're giving energy to something other than the absolute highest vibrational power that surrounds us always, the energy of love, the energy of wisdom, of knowledge, of intelligence, of support and encouragement, if you ignore that energy, you're trusting in fear, right? So the woman goes back and she goes back to face her fear, which is to walk under the ladder, because she says, I've just got to face it so I can release it. And she says when she gets there, the ladder is gone. It's no longer there. And Florence says this so often happens. If one is willing to do a thing he is afraid to do, he does not have to do it. It is the law of non-resistance, which is so little understood. Someone has said that courage contains genius and magic. Face a situation fearlessly, and there is no situation to face. It falls away of its own weight. The explanation is that fear attracted the ladder on the woman's pathway, and fearlessness removed it. Powerful. Cheeks is in the house. Welcome. VIP Deborah says, so freaking cool. Yeah. This book is such a beautiful reminder of using energy to win. So they always say the one way to release your fears, you have to face your fears. The one way to delete your fears is to face them. What are you currently afraid of, and how can you face it? You glitched and I missed it. I'll say it again. I'll read it again. She says, thought I had something on my face, but I think it's just on my computer, and I was like, whoa. She says, if one is willing to do a thing he is afraid to do, he does not have to do it. It is the law of non-resistance, which is so little understood. Someone has said that courage contains genius and magic. I believe that. That's why they say fortune favors the brave. Brave equals courage. Fortune, genius, and magic combined? I don't know. Fortune favors the brave. Someone has said that courage contains genius. Face a situation fearlessly, and there is no situation to face. It falls away on its own weight. Of its own weight, excuse me. Falls away of its own weight. The explanation is that fear attracted the ladder onto the woman's pathway, and fearlessness removed it. Good morning, Suzanne. Welcome to the chat. VIP Deborah says, I learned a long time ago, walk straight into your fears, deal with them, put them to rest. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Things I was afraid to do. Admit I was an energy healer. Admit that I could channel. Start my YouTube channel. Go live on TikTok. All the things that I did, that I faced my fears, have given me so much abundance, unbelievable amounts. Fortune favors the brave. And in fact, Fortune Favors the Brave was one of the first downloads I received the first time I ever went live back on Instagram years ago. I used to spend my time on Instagram and Facebook. I don't anymore at all. Once in a while I do just put a story to promote something, but I do not like those spaces. They're not for me. But I remember receiving a download and the guide saying, Fortune favors the brave. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. And they were like, you need to go live right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that crap, and go. Thank you, Mel Robbins. And that was the first time I ever went live, so I got pretty good at it. Why I was so nervous to go live on TikTok, I'm not quite sure, because I've been going live on Facebook and YouTube. I think the difference was I had an audience built up on those platforms, and they knew what I was about. But interestingly enough, way less supportive than over here, and way more of my friends over there. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I'm just saying it was an interesting awareness. Yeah, but I mean, that's are spiders holding you back in life? I'm sure that if there was some dire situation where you had to walk through a row of spiders to save yourself or help a dog that needed you or something, you would just go. This is this example. She's like, I need to go to the safety deposit box. There is a ladder. I'm too afraid to do it. I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Good morning, Little Bird said. Welcome to the chat. Tamika says, what if you know a big true love is entering your life, but you're scared of being hurt again? Have the conversation with the person, Tamika. Because everybody's scared of being hurt again. Any single soul on this planet that's older probably than the age of 20, I don't know, 25, right? And voice your concerns and be open and honest and vulnerable with your communication and say, I'm excited for our future, but I'm also very nervous because of my past. And so patience is going to be required, and some grace, and lots of open and honest conversation. And whatever else you need, right? Because I don't know your situation. Some people need a lot of action. Some people need affirmations every day. Some people, whatever it is for you. Foodbay says, every live or video I've seen for the last 3 days has all been topics about jump out there. Well, Foodbay, I think it's beautiful confirmation and perhaps a nudge from God, Source, Universe, Creator saying that perhaps it's time for you to push yourself out of your own comfort zone if you really want to follow your soul purpose. Which is hard to do. I know. Trust me. Been there, done that. Little Bird said, good morning. How did I know I was an energy healer? Message from the divine. Oh, geez, my whole story. I need to do a story time, you guys. I need to do a 10-part story time series. I just haven't done it yet about my journey because the short answer is I should have known from a very young age, but I didn't because I wasn't aware and nobody taught me about it. So it was just not in my reality. It wasn't in my frequency about energy healing. I was raised religious. So yeah, it was just not an awareness for me. And then I should have known when I was 21 and I had a very toxic relationship, but I was basically helping save somebody's life. I should have known then, but I still also was not aware that this was a thing. And then finally it happened where Um, my dad, I found out he had cancer, and I just quit my corporate job to build a business. And it was like a magnet from my heart straight to energy healing. I felt very compelled to naturally help him heal himself. And that's kind of where it all began, from like a very like from when I started really taking it seriously, taking myself seriously. You're welcome, Tamika. Um, no, I know, just being silly. Okay, Bex, I know. I was like, yeah, certain things I'm not interested in facing either, but I also am like, well, what is an example where I might have to? And maybe I'll have to someday in my life. I don't know. I feel like I'm rather one day story time. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm gonna just do like a series. I have to because it's like such an interesting and the hindsight. You know, they always say hindsight is 2020. It's like once you have an awareness of something and you go back, you're like, oh my gosh, how did I not know? It's that type of vibe. It's that type of vibe. Okay, you guys, we can keep reading. I'm just like hanging out. Um, so she goes on to say, thus the invisible forces are ever working for man, who is always pulling the strings for himself, though he does not know it. Owing it to the vibratory power of words, whatever man voices, he begins to attract. People who continually speak of disease invariably attract it. This goes back to the conversation I was sharing with you guys about my father-in-law, who kept talking to me every time I saw him for years about his non-lease agreement that he'd had for many years that was super under market rent, with a random woman who he'd never met before, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and he kept telling me like, I don't have a contract, I don't have a contract, this and that. This every time I met him, whenever we saw each other, this was a topic of conversation on his mind. And then lo and behold, one day the woman wrote him up and said, I would like to take my house back and you're going to have to move in 60 days. What did he do? Spoke that crap right into existence. It's not just like a one-time willy-nilly, you're having a bad day and you say something out of anger or to get it off your chest. It is the continual stories that you're playing in your mind. So release the idea that you need to like control alt delete and like backspace everything. You don't, okay? Don't freak out. But what are the stories you're always playing? For me, I'm playing that I'm going to have 50,000 followers soon. Then I'm going to have 75. Then I'm going to have a million. Then I'm going to, these are the stories I'm playing in my brain. Every day I'm doing better and better at what I do in the world. Every day I'm impacting more and more people, helping them understand how powerful they are, helping them stand in their greatest frequency so they can collect their abundance and experience fulfillment. That's the story I'm telling myself. Every day I get better and better. Every day I get a little smarter and smarter. What's the story you're telling yourself? Then she goes on to say, after man knows the truth, he cannot be too careful of his words. For example, I have a friend who often says on the phone, do come to see me and have a fine old-fashioned chat. Now, you guys, this book is written a long time ago, so bear with me on the language. She says, this old-fashioned chat means an hour of about 500 to 1,000 destructive words, the principal topics being loss, lack, failure, and sickness. You probably all have one person in your life at least that calls you to complain all the time. Don't answer the phone. You could just nicely say to them, from here on out, I would like to speak positively and for our future. So let's practice that. Some people are going to be very annoyed by it. They're just probably never going to call you again. Some people that you live with, you could say, can we rephrase that? My partner still sometimes gets annoyed with me. He's like, I'm just venting. And I'm like, okay, well, can you preface by saying I'm just venting? Because otherwise I'm going to be like, we need to delete that. We need to, right? So she says, I reply, no thank you. I've had enough old-fashioned chats in my life. They are too expensive. They are too expensive. But I will be glad to have a new fashion chat and talk about what we want, not what we don't want. She says, there is an old saying that man only dares use his words for three purposes: to heal, bless, or prosper. To heal, bless, or prosper. What man says of others will be said of him, and what he wishes for another, he is wishing for himself. For a long time on my TikTok, if people came into my comments and left something very rude, not necessarily maybe about me, but maybe about the topic I was having the conversation. I got a comment the other day, this morning I deleted it. It said something like, never again will I date a Capricorn, they are the worst, and da 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 da. And I was like, you meet one Capricorn, you have a poor experience, and now every single Capricorn on the planet is the worst person alive to you. Delete, bye. For a while I thought to myself, what am I gonna do with these comments? Will I block every single person that says something negative? I don't know how realistic that is as I continue to grow. But I think I'll just delete as many comments as I can find that are that negative. Because my space is a positive space, because I know the power of my frequency and I know the power of my words. So if I let negative mongrels come into my space and start typing rude things, that would not be helpful for what I'm trying to do in my life. So I don't know if I'll continue to block. Maybe someday I'll hire somebody. Maybe I'll ask my sister if she wants to come on board and just start going through all my comments and getting rid of the ones that are so low vibrational. But right now it's still manageable because of the following I have. But soon enough, I know that I will need something more. And I've been toying with this idea. Do I let them stay because it's engagement, or do I delete, or do I block? I think for now I'll delete. It's kind of like a second chance. I'll give you a second chance to view another one of my posts. But ultimately, if you come back again negative, like, see you next year. See you never, honestly. Catherine, yeah, started doing that with my boyfriend. Are you venting, or am I problem solving and deleting the idea? Yeah, and then that opens up the communication, because sometimes we do just need to vent, and I totally understand that. But to vent every single day about the same thing in your life, now I don't have time to listen to you. You want to know why? Because I know all you want to do is continue to complain. You're probably addicted to the drama. You're addicted to having some sort of excuse, right? It's like Florence, or it's like Dolores Cannon says. She says, people will create illness because it's an acceptable reason in society to dismiss yourself from society. I think about that, and I'm like, yeah. And so if you have all these things that are happening in your life, it's a good excuse for you to kind of be in the space you're in. Okay. Now, if you came to me and said, these are the words that I keep saying, this is a story I keep repeating, I would say, let's start finding silver linings, let's start finding lessons, let's start perspective shifting yourself so you can eventually be grateful for this current story. But what I won't do, especially if you're like a private client of mine, is listen to the same story over and over again. If that's what you want, you should go to a talk therapist. They'll listen to your story over and over again. We've got to release ourselves out of the story. Remember, your words are meant to heal, bless, or prosper. Heal, bless, or prosper. So she goes on to say, if a man wishes somebody bad luck, he is sure to attract it himself. If he wishes to aid somebody in success, he is wishing and aiding himself to success. Now, Bob Proctor says, I will willingly give and I'll graciously receive. I repeat that to myself every single day. I remember when I had a business coach, my first business coach, she said, give everything away for free. And I was like, oh, if I give everything away for free, how will I ever receive any energetic exchange in the form of money? But now I understand how energy works. Truly, truly, from a money and business perspective. You willingly give and you graciously receive. I will give you all my knowledge, but there's still somebody out there that's going to say, I can sit here and listen to you, but I think I need to sign up to work with you privately. That's okay. I will willingly give and I will graciously receive. Mel L, yes, I can set filters, but it's not certain words. It's just so sporadic. But also, like, I don't think that it happens very rarely, but when it does, it's like, what do I do with this? I haven't quite created the boundary, but I think it's just a delete. I'm just gonna delete. What words can we share with someone in grief? Grief is a very tricky energy because of beliefs. And so it would really depend on the person that you're speaking with, in my opinion. For me, I feel like it depends on like what the grief is about. Is it a relationship that ended? Is it somebody that transitioned from the physical? There are so many nuanced situations. For me, understanding that we are always connected energetically has helped me through many of my grieving situations. Now, if it's resentment and anger in the heart, kind of combined with grief and like a lack of forgiveness to somebody, The one thing that truly helped me, and this might sound a little bit selfish, but it truly helped me, was recognizing that when I hold resentment in my heart, I block my own abundance. And I was like, well, shit, I don't want to block my own abundance, so I guess I'll forgive that person. And then after working with that multiple times, then yeah, eventually I was able to forgive. So it just depends. Bex, did you get it written down? I willingly give and I graciously receive. Wayne Dyer's response to the grief question would be congratulations. Zero, Chell, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. If you guys are enjoying this conversation, as this is the first day that you've met me, hit the follow button up here. Just texted that to myself. You're welcome, Bex. You're welcome. Hit the follow button. Subscribers on YouTube, if you're hanging out with me for the first time, hit the subscribe button, or if you're watching this on replay. We talk about this stuff Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys, I came to this planet to help you understand how energy works, not tangible things you see with your eyes. I'm talking the invisible realms. I came here to help you understand that so you know how to use it so you can actually manifest your best reality in the physical form. I'm not going to go on this whole rampage about all the things that I have in my life, but I will say that I live the most beautiful life I've ever expected, and like some days I'm still like, how the heck did I do this? Right? So if you want to really live a powerful life, you have got to learn how to use your energy. You really do. All right. She goes on to say, which is what many healers say, Dolores Cannon, this is what I say, the body may be renewed and transformed through the spoken word and clear vision, and disease be completely wiped out of the consciousness. This is Joe Dispenza's work, right? Visualizing yourself whole. Visualizing yourself whole. My cells are vibrating in perfect harmony. That's powerful, right? She says a metaphysician knows that all disease has a mental correspondence, and in order to heal the body, one must first heal the soul. And she says the soul is the subconscious mind, and it must be saved from wrong thinking. We learned earlier in this book that the subconscious mind is our most obedient servant. It does not understand jokes. The strongest subconscious programming you have is likely your name. You came out of the body, and the doctors and the nurse was like, what's the name? And then they write it on the birth certificate. Boom, instant programming. You might have had a name while you were still in the belly. Some people are like, geez, it's been a couple days, we still aren't sure what the name is, right? But either way, the programming is real. Florence, Scovel, Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It. She says, in the 23rd Psalm, we read, He restoreth my soul. This means that the subconscious mind or the soul must be restored with the right ideas, and the mystical marriage is the marriage of the soul and the spirit, or the subconscious and the superconscious mind. They must be one. When the subconscious is flooded with the perfect ideas of the superconscious, God and man are one. Saying it differently, saying it in my terms, higher self. You are connected fully to your higher self, to God, source, universe, creator. You are one. I and the Father are one. That is, he is one with the realm of perfect ideas, that he is the man made in God's likeness and image, imagination, and is given power and dominion over all created things, his body, his mind, and his affairs. What are you doing today in your life that helps you know your energy better? If you are listening to me every day and you're not doing something to implement in your life, you knowing your energy better, start, please. You hear this information, you hear these teachings, it's hitting your soul, it's resonating because you're still here hanging out with me. But you cannot, I can't do your bicep curls for you. VIP Deborah studying, yes, I know you are. You're doing great, by the way. I'm proud of you. And energy healing sessions will be posted today, some new ones. Tony, how's your name connected to your energy? Well, your name carries a resonance, right? Your name is a frequency. So you can look at it from a numerology perspective. You can look at it from like, what does it spiritually mean, biblically mean, right? There's many ways. For me, or why were you named that name? So I'll share with you guys. My mom, my dad were into the Bionic Woman. And the woman who played the Bionic Woman, her name is Lindsay with an A, Wagner. I really don't know. And in fact, I started watching the show because I was very curious about the frequency of my name. Because for a long time, I thought my name was quite boring. Lindsay. 2 syllables. Okay. I grew up in the time with Lindsay Lohan with an A, and she has red hair and I have red hair, so that was a thing for a little bit for me. But ultimately, I was never really into my name. I thought it was kind of boring. I could have been better. I prefer a 3-syllable name. However, after I started kind of diving into this idea of the bionic woman, played by Lindsay Wagner, I started to realize that my parents named me this name because they wanted me to be very strong. My mom even told me, we saw that name and we felt like it had strength connected to it because of the show and because of what it represented for you. And so we didn't want you to be like a little dandelion in the wind. We wanted you to be really rooted and grounded and really stand in your empowerment. Now, it took me a while to figure that out. And now I love my name. I don't think I would trade it for anything. Lindsay with love just goes nicely off the tongue. It's beautiful. I think it really embodies who I am, especially my business name. But yeah, there's a lot in a name. Why were you named what you were named? What is the frequency? Numerology, you can look it up. You can look up all of it. People's names, people's frequency change when they get married and change their last name because the numbers and the way the letters combine. So in fact, my partner and I are not legally married. I will never take his last name. That's something we personally together agreed upon. It's not that big of a deal to me. I don't care. Also, I kind of think it's interesting that a lot of women that really build up their lives end up keeping their own last name, even if they're married, right? So I feel like it's kind of like an interesting part of my spiritual path anyway. But my frequency based on my numerology would definitely change. And I like the frequency I have. So I said, okay, it's fine. Nicknames as a kid, yeah, maybe, if you're still being called it. Like my parents called me Bubbles when I was little. Still to this day, my mom will sometimes sign cards like, hi Bubbles, love you Bubbles. And it's because when I was little, I used to blow like little spit bubbles out of my mouth. I don't remember that, but apparently. So maybe you could say, oh, she's very bubbly, she's very optimistic. So maybe that kind of stuck in that way. I don't know. You'll have to think about it. I don't know you specifically, and I don't know your energy, right? So this, once again, all of these conversations, if you were to just super tap into yourself and become wildly aware, you would say, oh, this actually really makes sense for my life trajectory. But once again, you have got to meditate. Like, nobody can meditate for you. I don't think there's anything that they've discovered where maybe you could hook my brain to your brain and I can meditate and you'd get the benefits. That would be nice, I'm sure. I would do it all day. I would just be like a meditation healer. I would hook me up. Let's go. Hook you up. Let's go. It's basically what I do for distant energy healing anyway, right? We're both in meditation together. I'm sending out energy to you. But if it could be more efficient and faster, that'd be cool. I don't know if there's technology for that though. So I think that's a good place to stop, you guys. It's already 10:30. We have to do our we don't have to. We get to do our manifesting together. So let's do that. Let's do that. My first name is different than what I used all my life. Interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, I know people that have changed their names because they don't like their name. They feel like it doesn't resonate for them. I'm telling you guys, when I was in my early 20s, I was very serious about how like lame I felt my name was. But now I really like it. Especially after my mom was like, we named you this because of XYZ. I was like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for sharing that with me, because now I guess I've got to step up to the plate. But that's okay. All right, you guys, if you're new here, thanks for hanging out with me in this calm space. This is a new version of myself, a very calm TikTok version. I like it better. Beck says, or Becca, do you like Becca or Bex? Rebecca says, whoa, you are still alive? VIP Erin says, yes, welcome to the chat. You cringe. Yeah, but I would say, Bex, I would say look into what is the energy of Rebecca versus what's the energy of Bex or Becca or whatever your true preference is. We are still live, VIP Erin, and thanks to you, I have been streaming on live on YouTube the entire time without any glitches or issues, and I cannot wait to watch this replay back, and I'm very excited for my YouTube streaming experience moving forward. So thank you once again. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and you are one of the reasons I did it. Thank you, Vivi, for the roses and for being a title gifter. Oh, I love that for you, Lady Lois says. Welcome to the chat. Did I miss saying hi to you? Thank you for all the roses, Vivi. That's super sweet. Thanks for lighting up my gift gallery. Beck says, Bex or Becca, it's more friendly and happy and smiley. It is, but what if you said, I'm Rebecca? It's more, perhaps you feel it's more serious, more grounded. Now, it depends on what are you trying to do with your life. Maybe there are situations where Rebecca is very appropriate. You're meeting somebody of a certain caliber, or you're positioning yourself as an authority in something and you say, hi, I'm Rebecca. That sounds very. But if you want to do kind of the friends vibe, you're out there, you're kind of fluttering, and not in any good or bad way, just is different energy. Bex. And you're right, Bex does sound like more friendly, more bubbly, more cheerful. It's just energies, right? So you decide. Maybe in certain situations, one is better than the other. I was called Linz a lot when I was younger. Nobody calls me Linz anymore. Thank you for the crab VIP, Erin. That little crab is so cute. I think it's my new favorite emoji or gift. So when I was younger, people called me Linz all the time. But now, nobody calls me Linz. Almost nobody. In fact, I don't think really anybody. I'm Lindsay. Beck says, very true, I like that. Thank you for walking through that with me. You're welcome. And I think it's powerful too to say, okay, you know what? I can love different versions of my name. I can love different versions of you're multifaceted, even down to your name. Now look, that's an interesting conversation we just segued into. Thank you, April Loves, for the hearts. Thank you, Vivi, for all of the roses. That's super sweet of you. Thank you for being a title gifter. Lighting up my gift gallery, you guys. We're back in C5, 13.2 thousand likes. We had a really nice audience today, especially if you're new here. You might as well click the follow button. This is what we do every single day. We're going to manifest together now because we're almost done being live. This is per Dr. James Doty, neurosurgeon. He had a conversation with Mel Robbins a few weeks ago at this point, and he says this is how he proves that manifesting is real. He talks about the parasympathetic system, the sympathetic system. I'm not going to go over all that again, but I will share with you the steps that he gave us to manifest. Since we started this conversation, back on, I dated mine, 11/7/24, 11/7. So it's been 30 days, has September, April, June, and November. 33 days. 33 days of manifesting together. I started at 18.5 thousand followers. I'm at 20.9. I'll be at 21 soon. Okay? So I've gained 2.5 thousand followers in a matter of 33 days using his formula. Perhaps you're manifesting followers too. Perhaps you have a voice and a story and you want to share something to help others heal. Or maybe you want to manifest a house or a love or something like that. Marie, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Catherine says, yes, I'll always be Catherine, not a Kathy or a Kate. Yeah, Catherine, I don't see you as a Kathy or a Kate. That's so interesting, right? Deb or Deborah, not Debbie. Same, Deborah, you're, I like Deborah almost better because it's like grounding, like Deborah. That's like, Deb is lighter. Debbie, way too light. You are a very powerful person, so you need to be Deborah or Deb. I like that. Just pulled into work and should actually go in, LOL. Okay, well, VIP here, it was nice to see you for a quick second. You can check me out on replay. Let me know how it went, how you enjoyed it. Good morning, VIP. Aaron says, quick drive-by. I didn't even mean to open the app. I didn't even mean to. My fingers just slipped right onto Lindsay's live conversation. Oh, shoot. Right, VIP Aaron, you're so sweet. I love that. I wondered, my mom is Deb or Debbie. All right. So he says step one is to write out your manifestation. You're manifesting reasonably. We're not Drake. I like to say it. We don't go 0 to 100 real quick. We go to 0 to 25 or 0 to 50. Okay, whatever is good for you, because you don't want to freak yourself out and say that's never going to happen to me or for me. So if I were to write, I vividly see, and actually to this point I can see it. I can see 20 million followers, so I should probably just pop off and do it. But I'm going to do what he says reasonably. And I like a reasonable manifestation because it does help other people recognize you can manifest very methodically and logically. Not everything is going to be a quantum leap. Not everything, okay? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So you write down what you want to manifest. You're manifesting for the good of all, the harm of none, and for the path of others, right? It's not a selfish manifestation. So say you're manifesting a love partner. Well, you would manifest a love partner because you're in your highest vibration and you're really exuding self-love, and that means you get to share that love with others. And then when you find a partner, the two of you get to really help raise the frequency by showing what a strong relationship is for others, and you see how it can be really meant for other people, not just for yourself. So we've got to think in terms of for the good of all, the harm of none. He says just write it down. I say add in your senses, add in some neuro-linguistic programming to the mix. So mine is, I vividly see 50,000 followers on my TikTok page. Soon, you guys, I'm going to start writing 75 because I'm already almost at 21, sorry, almost at 21. So 75 is the next reasonable jump for me, I feel. I vividly see 50,000 followers on my TikTok page. So I'm already seeing it. And I can feel, now I'm feeling, another one of your senses, I can feel how proud and excited I am as I share this with my partner. And I can hear, now I'm hearing, and I can hear him say how proud he is of me, to keep going, babe, and how I'll be at 100,000 followers. He always doubles it for me in no time. So what are you hearing, seeing, feeling, smelling, experience in your manifestation? Now you need to read it, or what Dr. James Doty says is to read it silently to yourself. Then you read it out loud. So speak it out, use your words, try your best to bring your voice down to your heart. Florence Scovel Shinn just taught us how powerful our words are. She's not the only one that's taught us, but we're reminded of it today through her. And tap into the feeling of your heart and speaking these words with true feeling inside of them. I vividly see 50,000 followers on my TikTok page, and I can feel how proud and excited I am as I share this with my partner. And I can hear him say how proud he is of me, to keep going, babe, and how I'll be at 100,000 followers in no time. Okay? Now he says visualize. He says you can put your hands in prayer to your heart. Because I really need to get a new chair. Do you hear how squeaky this is? I tried to WD-40 it, but it didn't work. All right, so you put your hands in prayer. I like to put my hand chakras on my heart chakra. This resonates for me. Please do what resonates for you, okay? I am me and you are you. So then he says, close your eyes and visualize. Which, what does that mean? So I say, I'm adding my Lindsay flare, and I say, breathe into the heart chakra, opening it like a flower on the inhale. Gently close it on the exhale. Breathe in and bloom your heart chakra like a flower. And on the exhale, gently close the petals. Now you're going to visualize. You're not watching it on a movie. It's not like you're sitting in a theater and watching your life play out before your eyes. Try to go into the experience. So rather than visualizing it on a screen, you're actually doing the motions. So I go to the front door and I say hello. I give my man a kiss and a hug. He gives our doggy a kiss. She's in my arms, a kiss and a hug. We walk to the sofa. We sit down and I take my phone and I go, we ask how our days are, and I'm like, look, babe. And I hand him my phone. If your eyes are open, you'll see. I hand him my phone. And he's looking like, what is happening? And I'm sitting there smiling just like I am now because I'm waiting for him to realize what he is looking at. And then he freaks out and he's like, oh my gosh, babe, you did it. Oh my gosh, you gotta keep going. He always tells me to keep going. And I'm like, I'm not gonna stop, okay? I'm not gonna stop. And then he says, oh my gosh, that was so fast. You're gonna be at 100,000. Oh my gosh, you just filled up Michigan State football stadium. Holy cow, like, you have 5 T-Mobile arenas filled up. Oh my gosh, keep going. That's what he says. And you see how happy I am? I have a smile on my face. I can feel the energy kind of swirling in my solar plexus. My heart probably beating a little faster. I'm definitely warmer physically than I was when we first had the start of this conversation visualization. And then you can say something if you want, a little thank you to the universe. Thank you to God, Source, Universe, Creator for co-creating with me. Whatever, if you want. And that's it. That's the manifestation technique. Go blue. All right, Cindy, that's it. No, I'm just joking. You know what? I support all people. I absolutely will. It was funny. I was like, oops, but she's on. Here I am. All right. So once again, we've been doing this since 11/7. It's been 30 days. I have successfully manifested 2.4, almost 2.5 thousand followers. I would say that's a win. Some people would say 2.5 thousand followers in 30 days, that's nothing compared to so-and-so. And I would say, okay, well, I'm on my journey, right? And someday I'll hit viral and then I'll get a bunch in one day. Let's see what happens. But until then, I'm super grateful for all the followers I've received. So what are you manifesting? Figure it out for yourself. Let's get on the energetic wave now. You guys, really quickly, once again, every single video gift that I receive is going directly toward a friend in need to help her fight for her 2 little girls' future. If you could go read her story, or if you have more than some coins on TikTok to donate, there's a GoFundMe link. It's the first link. When you click on my profile, there's a link. Click that. It's the first link. If you are interested after this conversation and you're saying, I'm not doing anything in my life to learn my energy, and now I realize how valuable it is, how it's probably the greatest investment I will ever make in myself. I truly believe learning your energy and healing yourself is the greatest investment you'll ever make in yourself. This is my own belief because I've done it for myself and my whole life changed because of it. So if that's something that you're trying to do and you don't know where to start or you don't know how to do it, the second link I want to say in my bio, it's called basically Un-F Your Energy so you can manifest it all. There's a course. It's called the Unleash Your Manifesting Power course. Join it. $77 a month. I offer Klarna, Afterpay, all those things so you can break up the payments if you need to. It is something you will do so you can actually start to learn how to heal yourself. If you are interested, we are manifesting together inside of the Manifesting Club on December 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Zoom. Doors close tomorrow, the 11th. Doors close tomorrow, the 11th. Cosmic Collective members, let's not forget, we do have a Zoom session tonight, Group Energy Healing at 8 p.m. Group Energy Healing at 8 p.m. So I hope to see you guys there. It will be succinct. It will be maybe half hour to an hour at most if we want to conversate afterwards, but no more than an hour. I'm excited to stick to my time boundaries. If you want to chit chat, Discord is available for you every single day. Whoop whoop, ADA, welcome to Ada. Sorry, I don't know why I said ADA. Ada, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. And for those of you that are interested in learning about me, getting an astrology report from me, whatever it is, you can go to lindsaywithlove.com and you can see a bunch about me and my products and services. Bex says, I'll be in there in spirit tonight. No worries, Bex. You can always catch it on replay. Let's get on the energetic wave, you guys. Do something to create a better life for yourself. Take your power back. It's a lot about taking your own power back. All right, let's get on the energetic wave, set ourselves in a high vibrational state so we can actually be productive and effective today. Unlike yesterday, where I don't know what happened yesterday, but we're gonna let that be yesterday. Breathing in through the nose, belly nice and full. Letting it go out of the mouth. Resetting the energy, releasing what a powerful conversation we had today. Breathing in through the nose. Letting it go. The Reiki Healer certification course, Reiki Master course, is still on pre-sale for $111 off. This special is going to go through December 31st, and then it will be full price, $333 course to become a Reiki Master through me. Breathing in. So if you'd like to do that, collect your abundance and sign up today. The details are in my bio link. Thinking of that thing that you desire to manifest, thinking of that thing that you are ready to release from your vocabulary so you can actually start to create a better reality. Perhaps you are thinking of something else you want to release from your reality so that you can step into greater alignment. Perhaps you are going to face some sort of fear or face some sort of be brave in some way because you've been seeing and experiencing catalysts that are guiding you, but you've been ignoring them. Let's not go to the extreme, you guys. When you ignore catalysts long enough, they become very big. So when you catch them early on, you don't really have to experience such a tough lesson. So let's try to catch them early on. Maybe you're going to face that catalyst today. That would be nice and powerful for you. And repeating out loud, because we learned that our words have very strong power, silently only if you must. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. You're happy you're manifesting. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you can go look on my TikTok page. I posted a reel or some photos with all my little doggy and her teethers. She's so cute. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. Thinking of that thing that you are manifesting, feeling it, experiencing it, thinking of it, visualizing it, breathing in, pulling the energy up the chakra system all the way up to the top of the head, giving it out of the crown to God, Source, Universe, Creator. So God, Source, Universe, Creator understands what the heck they're co-creating with us. On the exhale, bringing this vision, this feeling, this idea down, down, down through the chakra system, the back of the spine, to the base of the spine, where you're going to cement it in to your physical reality in a clockwise fashion. Quite literally bringing it down to earth. That's why they say that. One more deep breath in, pulling this idea, this feeling, this vision up through the chakra system, giving it to God, Source, Universe, Creator. And on the exhale, bringing the energy down the chakra system, cementing it into the physical reality in a clockwise fashion. For those of you that are interested in group energy healing, it does happen tonight. You can join the Cosmic Collective to get in on that. There are multiple spiritual lessons inside that community. You get access to a Discord where you can chit chat with me most every single day. And there are spiritual chats as well where we go live on Zoom together and I answer your spiritual questions, and you receive tons of support inside that community. It is only $33 a month to join. If that's something that you're interested in, please click the link in my bio. It's called Join the Cosmic Collective, Join a Spiritual Community, something like that. One more time, I am strong. And I can do this. Smiling big, you're happy, you're manifesting. Show me your teefers. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. You are on the energetic wave, my friends. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for all my YouTube viewers and subscribers. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I'm still trying to learn all of my new YouTube stuff, so thanks for being here once again. For those of you that are here and on the wave, VIP Deborah, have a great day. Bex, have a great day. I'll see you guys inside of Discord. I'll see you guys inside of the Cosmic Collective. Energy Healing Reiki Master Certification people. I'm dropping a new lesson today, hopefully 2. Let's see how much work I can get done. Fingers crossed. I'm putting it out there. Good. Have a good day, Bex. VIP Deborah says, yep, okay, you'll be there. The rest of you, make sure to hit the follow button if you're interested in this conversation. I do go live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check out lindsaywithlove.com or click the link in my profile page to check out all my services and products. And I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye, my YouTube viewers.